Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Brush Pile Fishing. It is a cold morning, 34 degrees today, but they're calling for a high of about 70. We're in southern Indiana on the Ohio River. Not a lot of people think crappie fishing when they're talking about the Ohio River, but we're going to get back in some sloughs today and catch some pretty nice fish, I do believe. Got a great guest, my good old friend, and I emphasize old friend, Charlie Hilder is going to join us. Always a good time when I get a fish with Charlie, so I'm looking forward to it. You stay tuned, we'll be right back with Brush Pile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on Brush Pile Fishing.
Welcome back to Brush Pile Fishing, folks. A cold 34-degree morning here on the Ohio River in southern Indiana with Charlie Hilder. Charlie, how we doing?
How you doing, buddy? All right.
Good, man. You know, we tried to get this show a couple times. You got sick the one time, and weather's hit us, and now you get me here with 34 degrees.
Well, if you don't want to catch fish, we can go home.
Hey, you actually said we are on a good shallow bite here.
Yes, we will be fishing less than a foot deep.
No kidding.
In 3 foot of water to 1.5 foot of water.
You know, a lot of people I talked about in the opening, they don't think about the Ohio River and crappie fishing. A lot of guys catfish down here, but man, you get in some of these backwaters and the crappie fishing is pretty good.
It wouldn't surprise me today if we don't catch some 1.25 pound to 1.5 pound, a mixture between whites and blacks.
Okay.
You know, so, and they're good quality, thick fish. So we should do good.
What are we going to concentrate? What are we going to fish? Visible cover?
We're going to fish visible cover. Anything that we can see. The heavier, the better. Seems to be, and they're on the outside edges.
Okay.
Now, later on when the sun gets up, we may have to move in a little bit.
Might be a little lethargic this morning, too, but
well, and that's like I say, folks, it's not only the gloves to keep my hands warm, but I have to use a B&M Russ Bailey Signature Series rod, and it kind of burns my hands a little bit, so I'm wearing gloves for that reason.
And after today, folks, he'll be buying those rods. So, hey, you ready to get started?
Yep, let's go get fish.
The Ohio River, southern Indiana. Here we go, folks.
Here's the lake information, sponsored by Mossback Fish Habitat.
Here we go. Here we go. Not a hog, but decent fish to get us going this morning. It's warming up a little bit. Get out of there.
We got a little cloud cover coming in.
About a 10.5-inch fish. Just wanted to get us going.
Throw him in the live well. I may need some fish later.
I knew you was going to take some home. We'll do it. Here on the Ohio River in southern Indiana. And as you can see, we're just fishing very shallow water, visible cover, all these laydowns and brush piles. And it's about as simple as it gets. A small jig, a small cork, and just work it slow. With that cold that came in overnight, I don't think they're going to chase a whole lot right now. We're just kind of putting things right on the cover. Just a little pop and then letting it set.
Yeah, now the bluegills are chasing it a little bit, but I think the crappie, we're going to have to stick it in front of their nose until the water warms up just a couple more degrees.
Yep.
It was what, 48, 49 this morning?
Yep, water. There we go. There we go.
There you go.
A good fish. And as we talk about that, we catch a largemouth.
Yep.
Which is fun, I'm not gonna lie.
Good for you.
Ohio River largemouth.
Your gear and conditions sponsored by Miller Tech Lithium.
Folks, I was talking about working the jig slow. With that cold that came in, they're not going to chase a whole lot of things right now. So I use a cork just barely big enough to handle the size weight I'm using. Right now I've got a 1/32 on there, and I've got the crappie magnet corks on there, but it's the trout magnet cork. I don't use the panfish when I'm using a 1/32. The panfish corks, to me, I don't like how big they are for this. I want something a little bit smaller so I can see that subtle bite.
Smaller bobber, if you use too big of a bobber, it makes a splash.
Yeah.
All that does is spook the fish.
Well, especially we're in such shallow water right now, you know?
Right.
And we're basically right on top of these fish. Oh, did you see that?
I'm getting bluegills.
Oh, dude,
It was a hog.
No, did you see him take
Yeah.
it? Oh, God, that was a nice fish. The other thing, folks, that I personally like down here, or this morning, is, you know, we're fishing pretty close to what the cover is. I mean, we're basically right over top of it. And this water is kind of murky. This is what I'm used to fishing in St. Mary's. It doesn't seem to spook the fish as much. You can get right over top of them. And I love the watercolor down here.
This is about as clear as I've seen it.
Really?
Yep. Because it's been so dry. You know, we haven't had any rain to wash the creeks out or anything.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a dry end of summer, that's for sure.
There we go.
What you got there, Charlie? Another good keeper. There you go. That's a good Ohio River fish.
I said, this is a good quality fish right here. About a pound.
When you're fishing these sloughs in the fall, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
in.
looking for the shad. Once the shad get active, then the fish are going to get active. And I think it's a water temperature key.
Yeah. And we were at what, 48, 49 degrees this morning, folks, water temp. 34 degrees air temp.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be that.
They called for a low of 50 overnight, but the sky stayed clear. It was supposed to be cloudy. So it got down to 34. Now the clouds are finally starting to move in.
It's about 12 hours too late.
Yeah. So Charlie, on a good tournament down here, does it normally take right at a pound average to win? Or?
Oh yeah, it's going to take 7 to 8 pounds to win for 7 fish, but to be honest with you, they've never hit it exactly right.
Yeah.
You hit it exactly right, it's going to take 10 to 12.
Nice. Even the area that we're in now, man, I can see where in the spring during the spawn, whoo, it could be dynamite.
Well, the problem with the river here is you have fluctuation in water in the spring. That's the best time to fish it, but the water, you know, up and down will shut the fishing off. Oh, I've caught many of pound 7, pound 8, 2 pound fish down there. But like you said, come tournament day,
Good one?
About the same as the other one.
Yeah.
10-inch fish. But see how fat they are? They're feeding. That's big at your home lake, ain't it?
You know better. All right, folks, the sun's finally starting to pop up. We've caught a few fish. It's getting a little warm. It's time to take these jackets off.
Take jackets off. You got it.
All right, so let's see if that warmth brings in a few more fish for us.
Well, maybe we won't glow as bad in this water, and that'll help.
All right. Ooh, there we go. That's not a bad
What
fish.
do you got?
Yeah, it's a keeper. It's not
Well,
a hog. About a 9-inch fish there. We'll turn that one back. So normally once I do flip that out, I'll close the bell. I'll still have about this much line in my hand. Gives me a little feel, control. When I set the hook, I set it hard with the wrist. Just let that line go. It keeps everything nice and tight. Just something that I'm used to doing and I'm comfortable with.
Just one, yeah.
Crappie?
I think so. No guarantee, but
There we go. Oh, there's a
there we
first
go.
good crappie.
There we go.
That might
What do you
be-
got there, big boy?
I don't know if that's crappie.
What do you got there, big boy?
Bass?
Yeah, black.
Bass.
Up, that bass.
Second bass of the morning.
I thought I'd help you out.
Ooh.
They're
On the
fun.
Butler
I
Gold.
don't care. They're fun.
Oh, absolutely. Just a little bass on the Butler Gold.
Hey, Russie.
Yeah.
Russie, look at here.
Oh, there's a good one. There's
You know
a
when
good
they
one.
start hitting aggressive, see where he's hooked? Right in
he
the roof of the
wanted it.
mouth. He wanted it.
That
There
is
we
a
go.
Nice white. Nice white.
Now we get some black ones to go with that. The black ones will weigh a little more than the whites. That's a small tournament fish, but it's a tournament fish.
He was pretty shallow, wasn't he?
Yep, up there in about
There was another one.
a foot of water. Well, he's not big, Russ, but it's another one.
Gotta be some bigger ones in there. Out of black. What color you got on, Charlie?
Black and chartreuse.
Paddle tail?
Yep. And I'm not really having to move it with the little wind we've got. It's moving that bobber pretty good.
There we go.
Ten-inch fish.
Yeah, just a keeper, just a keeper. Catching them in this wind. Sun going down a little bit or getting into behind the trees is what it's doing. Just a good keeper fish right there. Started out this morning, it was cold, but no wind. Well, it's warmed up, but now the winds are blowing pretty hard. There was a crappie. This is another reason I like just making little flips out. Instead of casting overhead where you're in this wind and then you get a big loop in there. When you're flipping, you're staying low to the water. The wind doesn't affect your cast as much and you can keep it where you need it to be.
Finally get up there.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
There you are.
Come
Better?
here. There we go. Not a bad fish there.
It's been a couple off since we caught one like that.
There we go. To the black and chartreuse tiny dancer. Went back to that one with the pink head. Just a good keeper again. No big pigs today. We know the gills are.
Nope.
Oh, there we go.
Here's another one. Not a big one, but see, he swallowed it again. But an eater. We'll take those. There we go.
Here I am, folks, tying a new jig on, and Charlie's popping a good fish. Oh, yeah, he is.
Not a monster, but
there we go.
what do you got?
I think it's crappie. Oh, yeah, it is. Not a bad one.
Man, he didn't hit it too hard.
Dude, I tell you what, I made a color change. I went to the pink and chartreuse. It's not a bad fish. Another white. Went to the pink and chartreuse just to throw something different. We haven't found one color today that they're really pounding it on. So just thought I would try it.
Uh-oh, they went down, Russ.
That's a good
Get
fish.
him out of there before he gets me tangled up. Did you see that bobber? It just went
That was a good fish.
just slowly down.
I didn't see the hit. Let's see him. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he just went just slow, nice and slow down. Need about 12 more of those.
Oh, there's a good fish.
There we go. Another good one. Up real shallow. They've moved up shallower, I think.
There we go. Get out of that brush. Get out of that brush.
Well, when they're in that brush, you got to get them out of there fast. If not, there ain't no playing around.
Well, this one here's got all them branches underneath. That's a good keeper. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Another decent fish. Oh yeah. Hold still, big boy. Last couple fish have come on the pink and chartreuse regular crappie magnet. There we go. I'm gonna get another one out of there because I know there's at least one more crappie in there. There he is. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh yeah. They are turning on to the pink and the chartreuse.
There you go.
Big old belly.
Fat boy.
Look at there. Change colors, and we haven't really found a color that's been hot, but caught a couple now on that pink and chartreuse.
They're right next to the big logs.
You got to be on it.
That's good.
There we go. Small crappie, but a crappie. Had to sort through some of these today too, but that's okay. That's all right, they're still fun.
Nope.
There he goes. not be too bad.
That one was just a little bit out from the brush.
Not bad at all.
There you go.
Hold
But
still.
you can't play these fish when they're in this heavy brush.
No.
You got to horse them in right now.
Not a bad. Got right hit the top part of the mouth. Come on.
That means he wanted it.
He engulfed it. Another good fish. And I'm telling you what, folks, for the second week of November, we've had cold weather to start today. It's warmed up. No place I'd rather be than out here on the water. And now Charlie's got one. I'm going to turn this one loose. There you go, Charles.
Look at there.
4.5 pounder right there, baby.
Oh, yeah. Another keeper.
We have pulled up to this log, Charlie. Probably caught more on this log than we have any today.
But they're on that outside edge of that log.
Hey folks, thanks for joining me for today's brush pile gear check. You know, it was very simple stuff that we were doing today. We didn't use the live scope. We turned it off midway through. It was jig and cork all the way. We were both using the Russ Bailey Signature Series rod, and I designed this for this purpose, for nice little flips, keeping that jig low to the water, especially in the wind conditions we had today. As far as the line, we went with a 4-pound high-vis slime line. I had the B&M Pro Series reel, spinning reel. And then for the jigs today, we actually used 2 different jigs. We couldn't put a color pattern together. They would hit here and there, and it was on different colors. But I had the double cross jig head. We used regular crappie magnets. This one's a chartreuse. Love the pink head. I used it almost all day. We also used the Tiny Dancer. A little bit different presentation. Small body. It's got that tail with the paddle on it. We caught fish on both, but again, we couldn't put a real color pattern together. The last thing, folks, I want to talk about is this cork. Now, Crappie Magnet makes the panfish size and the trout size. The trout size is smaller. That's what we use today. I want a cork just barely big enough to hold up whatever size jig head I had. We had the 1/32 on, so I wanted the smallest cork I could get. That's easy to slide up and down to adjust your depth. And the thing that I like the smaller one for, we had a finicky bite today with that cold front to come in. You'll see some of them smaller bites you may not see with a bigger cork. But that's what we caught the fish on today here on the Ohio River in southern Indiana. Take it. He did, he did. Oh, that's a good fish. Yes, it is.
They're all the way down.
There we go. There we go. Yes, sir.
Another good one.
These last several fish, probably 8, 9, have come off of one log. Not different parts of the log, but just at the very end. And if you're not having that jig right on it, you will not get bit. They're not a foot off of it. Oh boy.
There's another one.
There we go. Come here. Oh, look at there. Folks, that fish came out of about 2 foot of water, if that. Look at that.
If that.
Yeah, I don't think we were in 2 foot of water where that jig went up there. Oh, gone. Well, folks, as you can tell, we're losing daylight. They had that time change, which I hate. But anyways, Charlie, I tell you what, we've had a pretty good day.
Yeah.
The bite got better as it warmed up.
Yeah, and it warmed up so much that, and now it's starting to get dark on us, but we're catching more fish. Are we going to leave yet?
I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next episode, but we're going to keep fishing until that sun goes down. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be back again with Brush Pile Fishing. Charlie, thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
Special thanks to B&M Pole Company, War Eagle Boats, Crappie Magnet, Slime Line Fishing Line, Cornfield Fishing Gear, Eye-Hole Jig, Easy Drift, Driftmaster, Offshore Tackle Company, Power Pole, Mossback Fish Habitat, Hook and Bullet Sunglasses, Garmin,